What's going up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Tips on the Beat with D.Royul, where I, D.Royul, will be making a beat, and I'm going to give you 5 insights into how I made the beat to hopefully give you a better understanding of how to think outside the box when you're creating music on your own. We've made it to the 5th episode, and I'm really excited to be here because some people trying to do weekly episodic series don't make it this far. So you don't take for granted every milestone that you hit. Now, today's beat's inspiration came from me desiring to make a beat that hit a little harder than usual, as well as creating something outside of the musical composition box that I'm used to, where, you do verse, chorus, and bridge and all that stuff. The way I look at it, trying to make songs, I just wanted to make a beat that hit hard and sounded different. That's really the best thing I can say about it. That's the best summation of what I was trying to do. And as I got to certain points, other things came out. And this is definitely one of the beats I had a lot of fun making because it sounds really different than what I'm used to making. And hey, there's going to be some tips in here that you're going to be like, huh. So let's take a look at how this beat came together. All right, everybody, so our first tip is about initial note importance. And what that means is the first note that they hear is going to give the foundation of the song to the listener. Depending on how high or how low it is will depend on what kind of emotion or feeling you get. And right now, I started off on the note that's called D sharp, right around middle C. And the way I played it, too, it's in half steps and whole steps. So it's pretty ethereal or atmospheric. It's not happy or sad. It's right in the middle. So based on how we build off that is going to show what kind of song this is going to turn into. And this is now our foundation. All right, y'all, tip number 2. Why not? If you feel like doing it, do it. I felt like doing something a bit crazy with this intro, having arpeggiated chords go in the beginning, starting from strings and then some piano and then a synth and then a rising up swell into the actual hard-hitting bass of the track. I felt like doing it, so why not? If you feel like doing something and it seems a little out of the ordinary, go ahead and do it. There's no reason you shouldn't, because once again, creativity has no boundaries. Alright guys, tip number 3. Volume levels and speakers can deceive you after extended periods of use. If you're listening to the same part of the song over and over again, you're going to want to give yourself a break so that your eardrums can rest and hear things fresh. Your eardrums are muscles, just like the physical muscles you have in your body. And you want to not overwork them because otherwise you're not going to hear things as clearly. And to get a good crisp track to the height that you want it to be, you're going to want to rest every once in a while, just like you're running an actual race. Don't overdo it. All right, y'all, tip number 4. Sometimes you don't need to do more than one take when you're doing a part. Sure, if you're trying to iron it out, you might stop, delete, and re-record. But if you have a slip up and it sounds pretty cool, keep it in. What you didn't know is right there, my finger slipped at one portion when I was doing that chorus than what I actually planned to do. But I like how it sounded. It sounded natural. It sounded like I was actually playing it. And that gives a nice feel to this part of the track. So I'm going to keep it in. So don't get frustrated if you keep messing up on one part or if you mess up on your initial try. Listen to it. See if it fits. You might just like it. All right, everybody. Tip number 5. Use automation as a sculpting tool within the track. Now, what I mean by sculpting is you're creating space in the track both for the artists and for the instruments themselves to breathe. What I did with the initial little flute sound that I've been using as a foundation for this whole song is I gave it a rotation effect, a Leslie, so to speak. There's a delay, but there's also a rotating effect where it goes back and forth between the left and the right and the middle, and it does it in a 3-tiered position. So it's never just in the same spot every single time. About every six counts, every 6 rotations, it goes back to the same spot. But I did that so that everything's not right in the middle of the sound of the song. Now, if you listen to it back, you can hear it panning from left to right to middle. So that's what I mean by everything not in the middle. If all of your instruments are centered, if nothing's panned more to the left or nothing's panned to the right, it can give a lot of volume coming at you at your face. Where when you space things out, it's coming at you from all different spaces, kind of like how you're in an IMAX movie theater or in a movie theater in general, where the things are moved to different spaces. You can hear someone talking on the left side in the left speakers, or similar to our instrument, you can hear this one instrument being played to the right. It's kind of like imagining a band on stage. You don't hear everything in the middle if the guitar player is on the left of the stage. So start thinking about that kind of stuff when you're putting your tracks together, because it spaces out the track and allows for it not to all feel like it's here, smashing you in the face. And it's a good thing. And there you have it, everybody. Another episode of Tips on the Beat with D.Royul is in the books. Now let's recap the 5 things I talked about in this episode. 1. Initial note importance. Depending on how high or low on the musical scale you start your song at, it will depend on how the emotion of the song is going to be. Higher, it could be more uplifting. Lower, it could be darker. So find what you want to emote and find that note that gives off that emotion. Number 2, why not? If you're feeling something, do it. If you want to put a 4-bar verse, do it. If you want to put a weird intro, do it. Why not? It's your song. If you like hearing it, do it. Number 3, volume level and the amount of time you've been listening to the same thing can be deceiving to your ears. So you want to take breaks. You want to stop, let your mind rest, let your ears rest, because your ears are a muscle. Your eardrum can get weak over time. It's called listener's fatigue. You want to give it some rest so it can be as strong as it can. Number 4, you don't always have to do multiple takes. Maybe 2, but sometimes your first take is good. And you might mess up a little bit, but who knows? That mess up might make your song sound really cool. And number 5, use automation as a sculpting tool. What sculpting does, or automation does, is it puts the sounds in different places in the song so that everything's not just right in the middle and blowing in your face. You put a sound to the left, put a sound to the right, or you place things specifically, or you make it move through the track, and it gives space to the actual song, that if the artist wants to get in there, it's not everything in your face, but there's actually a place for them. But it also makes the person listening be able to stay as engaged, because even the sounds are moving, and that makes their brain stay engaged to the music. So thank you for watching, and remember, everybody, creativity has no boundaries. Use your God-given gifts and talents to create something fresh today, but remember, make sure you're having fun while you're doing it. See you next time.